Hello, I'm Rin. Welcome to my channel, Recreation Through Recreation Play, where we learn how to create our most and design and manifest our best reality in real time. And we do this with just fun games, easy exercises, and different fun ways to get to know ourselves. That is Birdie. Hopefully he'll come over. He's happy on his purpose. You want to come? I'll be right back. Let me grab Birdie. Here you are. This right here is Mr. G. He's a Burby, a cockatiel, more specifically, and we will put him right over here. He is a wonderful muse. Are you cool right there? You cool? Okay, and let us clear the energy with this beautiful dinner bell that I got. Ha! I did the knock. That just helps reset the energy, clear the space a little bit, and dear God of the Most High, guides, guardian, angels, ancestors of the highest divine light, please give us all the love. Help us create our most beautiful, peaceful, fun reality, so we may do good things in this world aligned with God's best intentions. Okay, so today we are going to start by doing some quick, easy brain balancing exercises. So you just need to grab a pencil or a pen or a paintbrush or just whatever you want to use. Today I don't have my pens around or my markers, so I am just going to use my paints. I was painting earlier, so I was able to find, these color sheets. Usually they can be pretty pricey, but believe it or not, I found these for $1. So I do not mind using a sheet to help balance. So all we're basically going to do is calm our brain, balance our brain, get it to think and experience and expand just by drawing circles, just going back and forth. If you've ever seen Karate Kid, it's kind of like that, but just with one hand. Wax on, wax off, paint on, paint off, draw on, draw off. Let's see, where's my palettes? Where'd my other palettes go? Oh, here. Hey, well, he's a pretty royal blue. I'll show you how it's done. And you just do it until your brain kind of calms down just a little bit. That can take some of us just as much time as it needs. I mean, if you just need to draw circles all day and just go back and forth. One side, other side, one side, other side. Now I'm going to add a little brown with some gray. And you don't have to do the circles. Just half circles. Half circle, half circle, half circle, half circle. They don't have to be perfectly on top of each other. And I just happen to have my palette out, so I'm just using the colors I want. Where do I feel like putting this one? Maybe right on top of here. Half circle, half circle, half circle, half circle, half circle. Goes, I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. I will follow you. Follow you wherever you may go. I don't know where that came from. Let's see. I want yellow down here. My circles are now turning into a painting. Let's see, half circles. Let's do right here. You know what, I'm gonna do a little dot. Half circle, half circle. And you see, I didn't go back and forth that time. I went one way here, up that way, down this way, up that way, halfway. And where you go, I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. I will follow him. What? Him? You must be talking about the Most High, right? Because, yeah, maybe he had a cute butt. I don't know where that song came from. I will follow. I was saying I'll follow you first. But when I was saying you, I meant like, what, like dude, the proverbial you. The proverbial dude. Let's go to dude. We'll follow dude. I will follow dude. Follow him wherever he may go. Oh yeah, I guess it is gone. There isn't a mountain. Unless it was a dude. What did I do? I just him. Yeah, I think they meant God. Okay, now we need deep purples. Deep purples. And the yellows. And I'm just going to turn this into a painting today. We're going to get to know ourselves. Actually meant to, we're going to do a little quiz too. So the yellows. Let's see. I feel like doing almost like a letter C. Oh, I see where that's going. You see how I do my half circle this way. And I mean, the way I paint, honestly, I'm not a professional by any means. I do this because just super intuitive and fun for me, and sometimes what I get back really teaches me things. And at the very least, it's like divine creation for me. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so I guess we'll do a little purple. This is almost making me think of the ocean, right? A little bit. I'm not sure if you guys can kind of see what I might be talking about, but this is starting to look like almost like a ducky mermaid to me. And do some white. Some white and some yellow. It is going to be a little ducky. So the story of the name Penelope the etymology, where it comes from, the origin is Greek, and for, I think, Penelops, Penelops, and that's basically ocean bird. And the Greek mythology myth says that was it the god? Or was he a ruler? I can't remember. Icarus? Icarus. No, this was Icarus. What was it, Icarus? I'll go back and change that. I'll fix that. I think it's Icarus though. Anyway, it was nymph Parabia, who I think was an undine, a water spirit. Anyways, they had a child, and Prince Icarus wanted a boy because, for whatever reason, I guess it was for the lineage. He had wanted a boy, but when Parabia gave birth and Prince Icarus was not around, it was a girl. When the prince found out that she was a girl, not a boy, he threw her into the ocean to die. And, aw, birdie. Birdie likes this story. And a bunch of water birds saved her. And because I guess this was a miracle, even back then, well, I guess, I don't know, when I think of old times like that, I actually, no. We see animals saving humans all the time these days. Maybe not all the time, but I mean, to me, that's like heaven on earth. But he decided to keep her. I guess there was value. He saw the value of her after the water birds did. Anyway, so he named her Penelope after Penelope, the water seabirds, the ocean birds. So, anywho, let's say that we are drawing Penelope. But, because I'm a weirdo, I want Penelope to be almost a mermaid. So she'll have a little extra tail right there. Duckies do have tails. And whenever I think Penelope, for whatever reason, I think of the color pink. I don't know why. But to me, the name Penelope, I just think pink. And so, where do I want to put her pink? Of course, her little bit on her. Oh, that's like an orangey pink. We'll fix that. Let's see. She looks like a little baby. A little bit right here. A little bit there. A little bit there. She's like a baby bird. Let's see. Right there. This is more of an apricot or a melon. But we'll fix all of that. Her feathers. Oh, she's looking. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, little bow right there. Oh, we'll do a little half circle right there. A little bit more of an ellipse. Ooh, yeah. She's almost got like this. Oh, so cute. Oh, I'm loving it. When I was in Asheville, North Carolina, I was looking out the window of the hotel and I saw this white glowing light that was just brighter than everything else. And I took a picture through the window so I could zoom in to see what I had taken a picture of. And when I blew it up, it looked like a duck made of light. Very easy to see. I'll post it on my Instagram. But anyways, I kept hearing over and over again in my head, Penelope 22, my favorite color is yellow. So I knew that, I mean, it could have been my imagination. But, I mean, I know my favorite color right now is not yellow. It's like, I'd say right now I'm really into gold. Like almost a 24 karat gold. But like, yeah, I really like this. Almost with a little more bronzy brown to it, but just the same. She just kept saying over and over and over again, Penelope 22, my favorite color is yellow. And she was the very first. You're a light being. If you're an elemental, that would make you an undine? Because what was interesting is when I actually went outside to see where the light was, when I went outside, you couldn't see the light. But where I had taken the picture was where a pond had used to be. So she was basically a spirit of light that I guess back in the day was a duck. But would ducks be considered, well, I guess she'd be a light being. Because otherwise she'd, what, an undine? Or, I don't know. Don't mind me. Anyway, so we're going to make her pink, though, because I want to do pink today. I'm going to show you guys my palette afterwards, too, because a lot of times I'll turn my palette into pink. It's like pinky pink, pinky pink. What should we want to do? Oh, a little half circle. Little. It's almost like a little Sika. Okay. little pink headband. Perfect. And now what do we want to do with her? She doesn't look very happy, does she? She looks like a teenage duck. Almost with like headphones on. So silly, Ren. Now she's got like a Clairvaux hairdo. Or a hat. Okay, and then underwater body. You know, we will do yellow on the arms, and I think that will put a smile right on Penelope's face. Oh, so cute. So cute. So cute. Smile, Penelope. Oh, now she has a nice smile. Yes. Lift it. Yes, lift those cheeks, yes. There we go. All right. All right, we'll get back to that. Okay. Now what? Mama, take this breath with me. Oh, wow, that's pretty. You know, everything I've been painting lately winds up looking pretty fall wintry. A lot of it's just Christmas themed. Very interesting. And that must be on my spirit. I just wish Christmas, well, we are recreating, so every day is Christmas for me. Singing Christmas songs any time of year, you know, middle of July. What Christmas song do we want to sing? Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. So another fun story. There was another time I was in North Carolina driving back to Atlanta, and I had to go to the gas station and use the restroom. And as I was walking into the restroom, a lady came out, and she was about 5 feet tall. She had short, almost white blonde hair to her chin. She looked to be she was probably 60 or older, but she really looked like, I mean, she was timeless. Like, if you were to give her an age, like you'd say 50, but you knew she was just infinite. And what was interesting was I recognized her immediately, and I said, Gloria? And she said, yes. And then she looked at me, and I looked at her, and she says, where do I know you from? And I said, you must be one of my clients in Atlanta. I'm an esthetician, so I do different esthetician things like lashes and facials and body treatments, stuff like that. And she said, no, I've never been to Atlanta, but somehow I knew her name was Gloria. And I honestly think she's an angel, maybe an angel, one of my angels. And when I think about it, she did have light around her head, like, you know, like a halo kind of just light surrounding her head. So let's do this with Penelope. We will. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Balancing the light and the dark. I dipped in white, but I must have gotten a little dark in there. Oh, look. Oh, look. We are realizing a beautiful, oh gosh, this is going to be so good, painting. How cute is this? Ow. It's like a hat. Your little third eye. gosh, how cute. How absolutely adorable. Okay, let's do something with the bottom down here. I'll do pink mixed with a little gold. And something tells me just to go straight down here. Yeah. Now what? Here. 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 Oh, we're drawing angels. We're doing angels. I feel like another circle there. Something tells me more of a gold triangle with a little yellow. A line right here. Straight down there. Up that way. I always try to do balancing movements, you know, so if I go one way, I'll go the other. And it'll straighten as it goes. And then something tells me another yellow, gold, green right here. A little circle there. Beauty. And then that. What are we creating? Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Okay, something tells me blue. Little papa, little blue, little papa, little blue. Where is it telling me to go? So, you know, I do a lot of intuitive art. I was balancing and relaxing prior to coming on screen today, so I think my imagination's just, my creative flow is just flowing. I like. Mr. G. Mr. G's getting excited. Oh, goodness. I like. Yes, that is. Do small circles. Something tells me that way. Another arrow there. Oh my, I think we are actually creating a lot of elementals. Wow, okay. White. Getting a little tired. We do the white. Oh, that's yellow. We do a little blue. I'm going to show you my palette when we're done. A lot of times my palette will be, it's like the spirit just goes straight into the palette and everything just goes exactly where it needs to. And then we're going to do white down in the middle here. Okay. Get a lot of white in there. Something tells me I don't there. And I'm always balancing things out, right? So if I don't even really know what's I'm painting or drawing, you can instinctively just feel where the dots go. And even if you don't know, you're not sure, there's really no way to get it wrong. There just isn't. And over time, you'll figure out what you like and what you don't like. And it'll just become second nature. I think that I am basically creating a bunch of little nature spirits. Oh, something tells me. Penelope's having a party. See, like that almost looks like I was gonna say extraterrestrial. Um, Earlier before I saw that, and that is definitely an extraterrestrial phase. That is funny. So we are doing Cosmic Duck, and the cosmos really is just the ocean. It's made of the same cosmic water. Okay, beautiful. And now we are going to do the finishing touches, which is going to be Penelope's name. So what do we want to do? So knowing me, I'm going to wrap this up really quickly. Normally I could spend 3 days on a painting like this, but we're going to do Penelope. I'm going to paint her name in, let's see, where do I want to put P and E? We're going to put the E right. Something's telling me right here. E, P, E, N, E. Okay, so the N's going to go here. Something tells me black. And switch to a different brush. And I don't have my black out, but I am my black paint. But I am just going to mix some of the colors together, some of the darker colors, just to create a darker color. You see how I'm not trying to make this perfect by any means. I am just getting my creative flow on, no matter what that looks like. So P-E-N, we're going to put the N here. N. And you see I'm always balancing my strokes. Ooh. I want royal blue. Okay. Something tells me that. That's my N. Pen. P-E-N. E. Something is telling me to do the L first. And L should I? And we're going to do the L in gold and white, I think, or yellow and white. Oh. Beautiful. Beautiful, darling. And you'll find the more you get into the flow, you're actually creating with the actual energy around us. So you're creating with nature, creating with creation itself. So P-E-N-E, L here. I'm going to do a cursive L. Don't you hate it when you're painting and P-E-N-E, and you don't space your letters exactly right? And so I'll probably do it right now. Actually, I'll show you. I'll show you what it looks like. So all of your first letters are absolutely beautiful, but then like the last few letters are just like cramped into this tiny little space you had left. Let's see, O-P. Let's see, what color? I need to do my P. P-E-N-E. Okay. Oh, let's see what color. Pink. We'll go pink and pretty. This is my palette. And a lot of times you can just see different, sometimes perfectly painted pictures inside of it. Just because the spirits become imbibed into the painting itself. And you can see it. You can actually see it. Sometimes you'll just see exact faces here. And I'm just working on balancing the page with just strokes that go back and forth. And like I said, it never has to be perfect, but you do want to create balance if that's what you're wanting to do, to help balance your brain even. Let's say the P. I'm sure some people would ask me to explain how I think I'm balancing my brain. But it's just, if you've ever heard the phrase, as above, so below, as within, so throughout. When you're balanced, you balance your spirit, you balance your brain, you balance your thoughts. Everything you're going to create is going to come from balance. And so even if you misstep and don't draw the first curve of the circle perfectly like a circle, you just balance out, and then eventually you can create a perfect circle. It might be a million lines, but you get better every time. And eventually, you've seen some people who can just draw absolutely perfect circles on their first try. You're going to do the same thing with lines, the same thing with everything. We're basically going to learn how to, another phrase I love is turn your life into a moving prayer. And the AC kicked on as a confirmation. And it doesn't look like it first, but I'm going to retrace her name in black, and you'll be able to see what I did with the letters there. And then we are going to go home, birdie. Oh, I wore myself out today. Today has been nothing but coloring and drawing. But I didn't really sleep last night. So I have been creating forever and ever and ever. And now sometimes I'll actually fall asleep. I can barely open my eyes, but I'm still drawing. That's how much fun it can be. How do I not have black? Do I not have a black paint here? Or what was I using before? What is this? Is this black? This has to be black. Okay, yeah, I'll do black. Blue. Okay, black. La-di-da. And sometimes I'll even tell myself, okay, Ren, you've got to stop painting it or creating at such and such time, and I'll stay up almost all night sometimes. Let's see, I'm going to do a tiny little brush on this one. Okay. Let me show you where my lines are and how I did this. So I started with the E first, and in all honesty, I want to kind of find the middle of the page, and we'll start there. It's a good place. So my E is right here, and like I said, it's not always perfect, so I just go back and forth. Until my E is pretty the way I want it. And I did an uppercase E. I still think it's kind of pretty. Just draw it into that. A lot of times too, when I do my intuitive paintings, a lot of times if I don't know where to start, I don't have an idea, I'll start out with a name, like a friend's name or a word that I really like. And you'll find, once you go into the meditative state and create your piece, you'll find that the expression will actually define the word that you've chosen. It'll just invoke the spirit of the word into your painting. Oh, I bet you could, I've never done this, but I bet you could, like a Bible verse, just put in the numbers, and we'll try that one day. We'll just put in the numbers, and we'll put in any verse. I don't know the Bible very well. I'm learning now. We'll just put the numbers in, and a lot of times you'll just paint, and then you'll actually go, well, I bet you we could, well, go and look up the Bible verse, and the painting I would personally think you'd be able to find the same meaning in the painting. Of course, it is impressionist, and it's left up to your own perspective, and you can find meaning in it, but that's how we learn to expand. By not being so, and we will, one of these days, we'll try as an experiment to do something technical. And of course, I absolutely think technical skill is quite important. Theory is important. But in this case, the way I learned to draw, and I feel the way I cracked the source code of creation, is just by balancing the brain. So there's my E. Next, up, what letter? And the next letter, we'll do the L. And I still go by the middle, and there. The L looks like it should feel about right there. And I already did the L in between the two. It was a cursive L. Right now I'm just doing the line up and down. I like to usually keep my words at least kind of on the same level here. So there's our L. And then we've got a beautiful O here. I did a little cursive O. Sometimes I'll go back and trace it backwards. You know, just remember, this painting that we're doing here, this little exercise, is a balancing the brain exercise. And even though it's very, seems almost haphazardly done, you'll find that as long as you balance, it will still be aesthetically pleasing to some degree. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. You see how I was running out of space here because I made my O so fat. That's why I did the P very narrow. Let's see here. Bump. 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 I'll do a narrow O. Oh, that's a P. Narrow P. A little bit right there. It's a cute little P, and it kind of overlaps the O a little bit. And I'm going to give this one a little bit of a curve. That almost looks like a little baby duck. And then the E right here. And you see how I do the dots just to kind of estimate where the middle point will be. This gives me some sort of reference point. You see it's not perfect, but That way it won't be completely all over the place. And I had to do a cursive E. The cursive E looks almost like a little fishy. And we know water birds like to eat fish. For some reason I want to put a little, almost like a thin nose on that fish. And you see I go back and I'm going to do the first letters, which look how much space I gave those. I'm going to do those real quick and then I'll show you our finished product. I'll be back.